Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another live stream, another day, another batch of transfer stories for us to sink our teeth into and to feast our eyes upon and to obviously talk about and discuss. We have got a number of topics to talk about today, including Newcastle. They're pretty much on the verge of signing Anthony Elanga. We're going to be talking more about that. We're going to be talking about Dominic Calvert-Lewin and the potential of him wearing a Manchester United shirt for next season. That could be huge in of itself. And of course, the big story, Luis Diaz wanting out of Liverpool, reportedly agreeing personal terms with Bayern Munich, and according to the latest transfers, could actually be on the brink of putting in a transfer request to speed his move out of Liverpool along for pastures new. Of course, with these types of live streams and videos and things, I would like to remind you all to please like the video and also subscribe if you are new. Both things will always and forever be greatly appreciated. And I encourage you all to get involved in the chat. Hit me up, people, with your thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, on any of the topics that we're discussing in today's video, along with, of course, anything that you want to talk about, anything, of course, that you guys want to discuss, want to talk about in this video live stream. Just check and see if everything's all good. We are all good to go. But yes, anything that you guys want to discuss, get involved. Like I say, hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you are new. Both things will always and forever be greatly appreciated. And we'll get on with the conversations ourselves, shall we? We're going to get on with the conversations ourselves. Where to begin? Well, I guess we'll start right here. Luis Diaz wanting out of Liverpool. According to a number of German outlets yesterday, that's exactly what he wants. Luis Diaz apparently wants out of Liverpool. There is talk, there is news that allegedly the Colombian international has agreed personal terms with Bayern Munich. He wants out of Liverpool after contract negotiations have seemingly stalled. He's reportedly not happy about the current wages that he is on, the current wages at the club that he is on, and therefore he is very much wanting out of Liverpool Football Club. Now, I was pretty shocked when I discovered on one of these very live streams about a week or two ago that Luis Diaz was earning 55k a week. I was very shocked. I was very surprised. I genuinely couldn't believe it, especially when you consider some of the other left wingers out there, and especially some in the Premier League that are on almost triple, pretty much triple, maybe even quadruple, or just under quadruple his wages. I understand why he would want more money. He's been a mainstay in that Liverpool team for a while now. Several years have gone by since he obviously joined Liverpool. He's not exactly been the most consistent of players, but he's at least been good and good enough to warrant more, in my opinion. And not only that as well, but when you consider that this is a guy that has helped Liverpool in some big moments, scored some big goals, assisted some big times for us, and has obviously been a player that has helped us win so much of our success over the past few years, I can understand why his frustration might have grew. What I don't necessarily understand is him wanting out of Liverpool. Said this with Trent. Liverpool are in a position where they are finally showing ambition. Liverpool are in a position where they are competing for major honours. Liverpool are in a position where everything is coming up roses right now. And it all looks very, very optimistic and it all looks very promising. However, for one reason or another, Diaz wants out. Now, it could be to seek a new challenge. It could be that he feels he's done enough at Liverpool to warrant his stay here, and that's why he may want to leave. Understandable if he does. I don't want a player here, and I've said this time and time again, if he doesn't want to be here, if he wants to leave, then show him the door. I am more than happy for that to obviously occur and to happen. And along with that, look, I'm not exactly his biggest fan. I have made no secret of the fact that I am not exactly the biggest fan of Luis Diaz over the years. I have been critical, I think, when I have been justified. And I have previously said that I want him out of my football club. Simply for the reason that he's 28, 29 years of age. He's not going to improve on where he is right now. And his level is inconsistent at best. However, I have said that given the way that this transfer window has gone so far, given the fact that he does have 2 years left on his current contract, and I know it's a danger 2 years, especially because, we've seen time and time again at Liverpool in recent years, players run down their contracts to 1 year because our club has been poorly run in that aspect, that it could be a danger, but he still had 2 years left on his current deal. And the potential and the opportunity is there for him to walk out on a free at the end of them 2 years, or for Liverpool to cash in on him, but not maybe get the full price as to what we could have got had we been in a healthy position to negotiate with whichever team decides to come in for him. So, why exactly do I want him out? He's running down his contract. He's previously said, by the way, that, he's previously flirted with the idea of joining another team, Barcelona in particular, who, by the way, according to reports, are still his preferred destination. That should not be overlooked here. Barcelona are said to be his preferred destination. There's still the up in the air saga with Nico Williams in regards to maybe a potential move to Barcelona. But if that move does fail, then maybe Barcelona could move for Diaz. But if they are to do so, they're going to have to move quickly, because it does seem like Bayern are in this, and genuinely in this, it seems, depending on certain reports that you listen to. But in saying all of that, I'm not entirely against him staying. I'm not entirely against him going. I've said time and time again, I think it's probably best for all parties if Diaz was to leave. I just think it's probably for the best for Liverpool in terms of they get a bit of money for him. Maybe for the best for Diaz, because, like I said, I don't think he's going to get any better than what his level currently is. He's inconsistent at best. He frustrates the living hell out of me. I loved him when he first came to the club, but I think injuries and things of that nature have sort of stunted his development a little bit. And of course, whichever team gets him gets a somewhat established Premier League player, a somewhat established international player who is in the prime of his career right now, and can obviously do a job for the next 2 or 3 years. So I feel like it's a win-win-win across the board for everybody if he is to leave. Now, if he is to stay, of course, it's not the end of the world. I think given Liverpool's transfer activity so far, it wouldn't be completely out of the realms of possibility, or I wouldn't be completely against him staying, simply for the reason that his experience could be useful. Him rotating in and out with Cody Gakpo would obviously be a big factor as well. And the fact that obviously he's versatile, he can play on the right, he can play through the centre. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world for Luis Diaz to remain at Liverpool Football Club. We shall see. We shall obviously see what happens with this story. But for me in particular, Luis Diaz, this situation, it's possibly, I mean, from all intents and purposes, it does seem like this could be a very, very intriguing situation, very intriguing saga to watch. But it does seem, for one reason or another, seemingly quite toxic and awkward. I mean, there's a report here from someone called Pipe Sierra. Now, I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name. If I am butchering that name, I do apologize. But and I don't know how credible this guy is, but he's a sports journalist. He writes for a few publications out there and has wrote for a few other publications out there. But there is a report from him that is stating that Luis Diaz will put in a transfer request with Liverpool to allow him to leave the club this summer. I don't think, given what has come out about Luis Diaz in recent days, in light of obviously the tragic story of Diogo Jota, Liverpool fans are going to be too happy with this. Regardless of what you think about Luis Diaz, if he is putting a transfer request, that's one thing. If he wants to leave, he wants to leave. There's nothing we can really do about it. But the story that came out in recent days about him missing the kind of final farewell of Diogo Jota in order to attend a I don't even remember what they kind of said it was. It was some sort of sponsorship deal or brand sort of awareness thing, or I'm not 100% sure what it was, but either way, it did not seem I don't remember what they say it was now. They're calling it a private celebrity event. That's what they basically have called it, a private celebrity event, which shows if that is genuine, that is true, and there's no sort of, I don't know, miscommunication, or there's no sort of, error in that story, which I can't think why there would be. It would be a purely bad story on whoever publicized it and obviously edited it, if it was. But I can't think of why that would be. I can't think of anything worse. A worse way to leave Anfield other than, of course, the infamous Charles Itangi story. it's so bad. It's really, really bad. If this is genuine, that obviously he missed the funeral of Diogo Jota to go to this celebrity event. It really is a bad look on Diaz. It really, really is. And then obviously for this to come out in the days leading up to it, is it a story of convenience to maybe jump on Diaz whilst maybe Liverpool fans are maybe not exactly seeing him in the best of light right now? Maybe that could be the case, depending on who you believe, what you believe. But it does look really bad. It does look really, 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 really bad. It really, really does. And like I say, it's a horrible way to bow out if this is going to be his final bow out, you know? It really is a very, very bad look on Luis Diaz. You know, everyone will point to the fact that when Diaz was going through personal trouble with obviously the kidnapping of his father in Colombia, Jota was the first one to really like pay tribute and support to the Diaz family. Held Luis Diaz's shirt up when he scored the goal in the game. I believe it was after the news broke of his father being kidnapped. The same respect seemingly has not been repaid. The same respect has seemingly not been repaid by Luis Diaz, and I'm not trying to jump on this at all. I'm not trying to, you know, somewhat like scapegoat Diaz in any sort of way, shape, or form here. Like, if he wants to leave, he wants to leave. That is fine. It just looks so bad when you put all of these pieces together, and it looks even worse when you consider that the two players that I can't remember who it was now. There were two players that were playing in the Club World Cup. There were two players that were playing in the Club World Cup mere like half a day before Jota's funeral. They flew all the way over from America to attend the funeral in order to pay their respects and say their final goodbyes to their long time friend. And yet Diaz decided not to do that, to attend a celebrity style function. And now this news has come out. I don't know whether it's genuine. I don't know whether it's properly legit. I know people deal with these kinds of things in their own unique way, so I'm not going to try and pile on it too much. But from my personal perspective, it looks bad. It really does look bad, in my opinion. And I'm just curious as to where this story goes. I'm curious as to how Liverpool fans are feeling about all of this, about Diaz, about him missing the funeral, about him seemingly on the verge of leaving Liverpool. Is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? Let me know what you guys are saying in the chat. Obviously, that would then mean Liverpool may need to go into the market for a left winger. I don't personally think it's too much of an issue, but of course, an injury here and an injury there could obviously change things a lot. And obviously, with the Diogo Jota situation as well, we may need to reassess our forward options a little bit. We reportedly also rejected a bid from Napoli, somewhere in the region of 50 million euros for Darwin Núñez. So it's expected that they will return for a second bid, but how much that will be, whether or not we accept or reject, remains to be seen. there's a lot there. There's a lot there to unpack with Liverpool right now, for a whole host of a number of reasons. A lot there to unpack with them, and especially when it comes to certain positions, certain areas of the team and squad that need to be strengthened. I know that obviously people are still mourning and grieving for the loss of Diogo Jota. And it's still horrible, it's still tragic, and it will always be tragic, and it's going to be something that it's going to take a long time to get over. And of course there are still going to be plenty of tributes that are still going to be paid. There are still going to be things that are going to be put out there by the clubs that Diogo used to play for, and things like that. That are going to be very emotional, and I'm sure will be very tasteful and beautiful. But from a footballing perspective, things obviously keep spinning, with all due respect. And in this situation, it's going to be interesting to see what the future holds for Liverpool in that aspect, in terms of obviously transfers and things of that nature. And again, the Diaz situation seems to have reignited itself. Like I say, it does seem like his preferred destination is Barcelona, but whether or not Barcelona will come back in for him remains to be seen, with obviously the Nico Williams situation still rumbling on. But Bayern seem to hold a genuine interest. It's been reported by the German press that Bayern have agreed personal terms with Diaz, and it does look likely that Diaz will leave Anfield this summer, and that obviously will be a bit of a cause for concern for Liverpool in terms of their strength and depth. But it's going to be interesting to see how they recover. It's going to be very interesting to see how they recover, what their plans are, what they do. Personally, for me, I would test the waters with maybe an Anthony Gordon again. I would test the waters with an Anthony Gordon again. See where Newcastle are with that again. See where Gordon is himself in that regard, maybe. But of course, I feel like there are more pressing concerns in the team to address first. Mainly, of course, the striker situation, and of course the centre-back situation as well, that I think need to be discussed and addressed with a higher priority, in my personal opinion. So guys, please do get involved. Use and abuse that chat, people. Talk to me on the Luis Diaz situation at Liverpool. Should he stay? Should he go? Are you happy to see him go? Are you happy to see him stay? Where do you think he'll go? And has he handled the situation as we know it in the best possible way for himself and the club? Let me know what you guys are thinking and feeling in the chat. Moving on. We're going to go with... What are we going to go with? We're going to go with this story. Manchester United reportedly want Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Now, is this a story of convenience? Dominic Calvert-Lewin is, of course, a free agent after leaving Everton at the end of his current contract at the end of last season. Manchester United are clearly in need and want and have talked to plenty of strikers, it seems, in this transfer window. So is this a story of convenience, or is there actual weight behind this? I'm very intrigued to know your thoughts on this story. For me, I think it's easy to see why. He's a free agent. Still not going to be cheap. Nothing's ever free. Transfer fee wise, okay, free. But there's still going to be a signing on fee. There's still going to be agent fees. There's still going to be other fees and things that are going to need to be tied up. But Dominic Calvert-Lewin to United is amusing to me. It is so amusing to me. This is a guy who has not been great for a number of years. The last time I remember Calvert-Lewin being at least half decent was in the season, I think it was the COVID season, I believe, where Carlo Ancelotti was the Everton manager. And basically anything and everything that Calvert-Lewin touched turned to gold. He had a very good season. I think that was the season he broke into the England national team. And then everything went downhill. Injuries started to reoccur. He couldn't find his form. He couldn't find his fitness. It just went completely kaput in every sense of the word. Big up Jordan, by the way, and welcome along, my friend. Hope you are well. Long time no see, my brother. Go and subscribe to Jordan's channel, doing some amazing and wonderful stuff over there on Jordan Hyman's YouTube channel. Please do check it out. He's doing really well right now, and I'm sure there is something for everybody on his channel. So please do go over there and subscribe. And welcome back, Alf. Welcome back, Alf, to the chat. Lovely to see you again, my bro. I hope you are doing well. He simply says, big up, Fletch. Diaz, Calvert-Lewin is so mid. United in the mud. I mean, mid might even be gassing it up too much, in all honesty, my friend. But yeah, I get it. But I sort of get the profile of striker. Like, okay, it's not exactly a star name. It's never going to be a star name, though, is it? But I get the profile of player. They need a bit of height. They need a bit of physical presence. And someone who, on his day, can score goals. I get it. But Calvert-Lewin hasn't been that guy for a number of years. Dominic Calvert-Lewin has not been that guy since, I think it was like, what was it, lockdown? Since lockdown about 4 or 5 years ago. He has not been that guy. I get the profile in terms of he's strong, he's physically capable, he's good in the air. I get it. And it kind of works well, in my opinion, the way that I'm envisioning it. If they do go and get Mbeumo with Cunha there as well, I get the kind of synergy and the way that obviously they all three can complement each other. I get the combination play at hand with United right now with those three. But it's just so poor. I get that he's a free agent. I get that the financial aspect makes a lot of sense in that regard. But you've simply gone from talking about Victor Gyökeres to then being interested in Victor Osimhen to, okay, I understand why you're not pursuing Osimhen because apparently his wages are too ridiculous, and I get that. To now going to the likes of Mateta and Watkins, and don't get me wrong, I think Watkins could actually work for United. Don't rule out Ollie Watkins. Ollie Watkins, I think, could work for Manchester United. Mateta, I think, could somewhat work for United, but he seemingly wants to stay at Palace, and I understand why. But then you're going for like your Calvert-Lewins and beyond. Talk about scraping the bottom of the barrel. You're right through to the wood there. Calvert-Lewin. I mean, he's so unreliable these days. Like, don't get me wrong. When he's on form, he's a real handful. He's a real handful for any defense to maintain and to hold and to lock down. I get that, but his day of doing that, his day of being unplayable, it's like 1 in 50. It's 1 in 50 these days. Maybe a bit exaggerated. Maybe like 1 in 20, 1 in 25. But it's still not good enough. It's still not good enough. I asked this as well. Did anybody see Alan Pardew compare Victor Gyökeres to Dominic Calvert-Lewin on TalkSport? Did anybody see that clip? I'm pretty sure it was TalkSport. I'm pretty sure it was TalkSport. It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. I don't have the clip, but I've got the quote. Hang on. He says, on their day, there's not much between them. If Calvert-Lewin has a day and Gyökeres has a day, they are very similar. But of course, the consistency level of Calvert-Lewin and the fact that he's not really on the pitch that often is a big problem with him. Oh my God. That was amazing. He's basically compared Victor Gyökeres with Dominic Calvert-Lewin. And said that there is not much between them. There is not much between Dominic Calvert-Lewin, the Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and Victor Gyökeres. Victor Gyökeres, who has been one of the top goal scorers, if not the top goal scorer in Europe for the past 2 years. A guy who has been banging in goals for fun for Sporting Lisbon at both a domestic and a European level. And Victor Gyökeres that has really made his name in the Portuguese league over these past couple of years by being an absolute goal machine. That Victor Gyökeres, apparently on his day, is not much better or on the same level as Everton's Dominic Calvert-Lewin. That is an outstanding take. An outstanding take for all the wrong reasons. Yeah, bro, I'm gonna drop the link in a sec if you want to come on, my bro. I'm gonna drop the link in a second, and then if you want to come and have your say, you can do. I just want to finish up here and talk a little bit about Anthony Elanga, and then I will open up the floor to anybody and everybody that wants to come on. That is just outstanding. Alan Pardew, you absolute fool. You absolute fool, Alan Pardew. one of the most outstandingly bad takes I have seen. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. But yes, it does seem like United are seemingly interested, depending on who you believe and who you read, on Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Again, is this a story of convenience? Potentially. I want to believe it because of how ridiculous and how funny it is. But I understand why it may not exactly be genuine. It may not exactly be legitimate. But we shall see. We shall obviously see what the future holds for United and their pursuit and search of a striker. Like I say, I still think there might be something with Ollie Watkins. And I do think that, Watkins might actually do well for United in the long run. But we shall see on that front there. Next up. Oh, no. I haven't changed it. My bad. Anthony Elanga. Anthony Elanga to Newcastle. We knew of Newcastle's interest. We knew Newcastle were after a right winger. Well, it seems that they have finally got their man. Obviously, we know that they've been tracking Bryan Mbeumo for a while. And now, all of a sudden, obviously with Mbeumo seemingly having his heart set on joining Manchester United, they have decided to turn their attention to a certain Anthony Elanga. Let me just find the Romano tweet. There we go. Anthony Elanga to Newcastle. Here we go. Deal in place, club to club with Nottingham Forest for £55 million. Agreement also in place with Players Camp on long-term deal. Excellent addition for Newcastle United. Manchester United are also set to benefit from this. They put a sell-on clause in Elanga's contract, so they're going to bag about $5 million from this transfer, which is not bad business at all. Is this a good move for Newcastle? I don't know. I'm torn on this one. I've never found Elanga to be that great of a player. I think he's very good in a specific system. And in that specific system, I think he benefited really well. And obviously Nottingham Forest benefited really well from playing to his strengths. Not many teams are going to sit back against a Nottingham Forest, which means there is plenty of space in behind opposition defences for the likes of Anthony Elanga to really, really exploit. And when doing so, that's where Elanga is most dangerous. That's why Elanga has actually played, or seemingly done pretty well these past couple of years, because, like I say, nobody's playing defensively against Nottingham Forest. Is he going to have the same amount of luck at Newcastle? They're a team that like to try and play on the counter, but teams don't often go toe-to-toe with them. He might find it a bit more difficult. I think it's great depth. I think, obviously, he's got Jacob Murphy behind him. That's sort of, going to come in for him, rotate, and obviously keep him on his toes in terms of firing on all cylinders and playing well consistently. And, of course, you've got you've got a different sort of winger in Jacob Murphy in comparison to what Anthony Elanga is. But we're going to have to wait and see on this one. Like I said, I'm not entirely convinced that this is the best of moves by... I'm going to drop the link now, by the way. So link is going in now. So yeah, I'm going to drop that right there. So yeah, I don't necessarily see this being the best of moves for United. Newcastle United, that is. I understand where they're coming from. I understand what they may be thinking with this move, but he's not exactly the best of footballers. He's not exactly got amazing technical ability. He is a pace merchant, a very good pace merchant at times, but sometimes his end product can be left a little bit to be desired. And like I say, his inconsistency sometimes just isn't quite fully there in terms of, you know, who he is as a player and what he possesses. Is he going to get the same amount of space to run in behind at Newcastle that he would at Nottingham Forest? Probably not. It might be kind of like a situational type move for Newcastle. Still get a lot of space. It's just might not get as much as what he would if he was at Newcastle. But even then, still decent move, decent player. Not one I would be too excited about. But in order to strengthen their squad with obviously Champions League football as well, you've got to consider that. It's not a terrible move. Not a terrible move at all by Newcastle. But certainly one that I personally wouldn't be over the moon about, overly excited, you know, as much as that may, I don't know, maybe a bit harsh on him, maybe a bit harsh on Newcastle. I don't know, I'm not exactly completely on board with this particular signing if I was a Newcastle fan. But yeah, 55 million. Anthony Elanga to Newcastle. Good price for Nottingham Forest. I don't exactly know where Forest go from here completely. There have been talks about that Johan Bakayoko, is it? Was it Bakayoko? I want to say it was. I've lost the. I've lost it on my notes. Here we go. Yeah, Nottingham Forest are targeting PSV winger Johan Bakayoko as a replacement for Anthony Elanga, who looks set to join Newcastle. So it looks like Nottingham Forest have found their successor and their replacement in Johan Bakayoko. We shall see how that goes. But Forest, it was actually a big day for you yesterday as well. If there are any Forest fans in the building, let me know what you guys are thinking and feeling about this move. Big up Royal Red, who's in the building. Lovely to see you, my bro. Hope you are doing well. If you want to come on, my friend, just follow the link. You know what to do if you've got time. If not, it's cool. I appreciate you being along for the live stream nonetheless. Lovely to see you, my friend. Hope you are doing well. But yeah, if there's any Forest fans out there, big busy day for you yesterday as well. Not just in terms of getting rid of a player, but also bringing in Edu as what's the name for it? It's not like your sporting director. It's global head of football. Global head of football. So is that like, what exactly is that role? Forest said that the Brazilian will oversee all football-related functions, including recruitment, performance, squad strategy, and player development. Basically, yeah, sort of like your director of football role, I guess. just different name for it. Don't know why. Strange. But yeah, big day for Forest yesterday. For that, the former Arsenal sporting director, of course, Edu, in the house at Nottingham Forest in the City ground. So yeah, big day. Big day for Forest all round. Big day for Nottingham Forest all round. Be interested to see what happens there with that. What happens with Forest transfer strategy as well. Of course, you've got a big season coming up, Europa Conference League. That's going to be huge for you as well. So yeah, interesting stuff as far as what Nottingham Forest is concerned. Like I say, I always have Forest close to my heart. I always have Forest close to my heart because I am from Nottingham, live in Nottingham. I have a lot of friends that are Nottingham Forest fans. So I've got a lot of friends, family, and people that I know that are Forest fans. So I always have them, bit of a soft spot, close to my heart kind of thing. And I'm very intrigued to see how well they do this season. So yeah, big up to Nottingham Forest nonetheless. And I'm intrigued to see what you guys do this season, but it doesn't seem like Anthony Elanga is going to be there for the ride. He is going to be going and playing for Newcastle up on Tyneside. Yeah, a lot of stories, a lot of things for us to sink our teeth into there. Like I say, if you guys have any sort of comments, any sort of opinions on any of the stories that we've discussed so far in this live stream, do hit the chat with them all. Would love to hear what you have to say on each and every single one of them, whether it be about Luis Diaz, whether it be about Dominic Calvert-Lewin, or whether it be about Newcastle and the signing of Anthony Elanga. Would be great to hear from each and every single one of you. Or even if you have stories and you have opinions on other stories that we may not have discussed so far today, do drop them in the chat nonetheless. Always great to talk football with each and every single one of you. Big up to everybody that has been here or is here in the building. Really appreciate you all being here. And joining me right now, the one and only Jordan Hyman. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you, man?
Yeah, man. All good. So, Luis Diaz, talk to me. What do you make of this story about him potentially leaving to join a Bayern Munich?
Well, I wish him all the best. That's what I have to say, man. Wish him all the best. He agreed to leave. Fair enough. So yeah, I wish him all the best. No doubt to Bayern Munich. He can go play alongside Leroy Sané, Serge Gnabry, Harry Kane, Jonathan Tah, and the rest. So I wish him all the best in the Bundesliga. No doubt. So good luck to Luis Diaz, because if he did join Bayern Munich, I think he would have been playing in the FIFA Club World Cup. But yeah, but I wish him all the best for the new season in the Bundesliga for the first time.
Yeah, the reports are suggesting that Diaz and Bayern have reached an agreement on personal terms. And if that's the case, then it does seem like Bayern are in pole position to sign him. But certain other reports are suggesting that maybe Diaz may decide to hold off on a potential move just in case Barcelona do come back in for him, which is said to be his preferred destination. Do you see a bit of a tug of war developing there between Barcelona and Bayern Munich, or do you think that this is pretty much done and dusted right now, that he will be leaving Liverpool and Bayern is the place he'll be going? Do you see maybe the Nico Williams situation playing a part in this? What do you think?
For me, man, Nico Williams. Um, I'm a big fan of Nico Williams, and out despite he playing for Athletic Bilbao. But yeah, if we can get Nico Williams in, no problem for me, man. Get the Spaniard to Anfield indeed. But yeah, that could be a great replacement for Lucho. We need to get him to come into the squad before the new season starts as well.
I agree. I don't know if it will be possible. I mean, he's struggling to make a move to Barcelona right now, so I don't think getting him out of Spain will be easy. But if Diaz does go, do you see us going into the market for a left winger? Bearing in mind, we do obviously need to really address the striker situation. There is still the centre back issue to address. Do you see maybe another left winger coming in, or do you think that Gakpo and maybe a youngster coming through the academy maybe enough?
Yeah, we might even that yeah, talking about Gakpo as I said, man, that will be looking good indeed to really help out the team a lot more for us to really try to retain our title again this time. And this time we need to go for all titles this time now. Despite we have three signings, now we are waiting for the announcement of the Georgia Girona goalkeeper. So yeah, we need to go there for a left winger indeed, and probably Verts can play over there as well. But we don't want to really pressure Verts to play where he cannot where to play. But yeah, left winger, man, there left wingers out there that we can really try to go after. But do we have the amount of money? Because we already spent the amount of money already on Verts, Kirkes, and Frimpong already. The 150. Do we? Where are we going to get the money from now? Despite we already spend this amount already of on our newcomers and players. But we need to get new left winger, as I said. Indeed, Luke. So it really we need left winger for true. Left wingers out there, no doubt. Despite Leroy Sané is a pretty experienced player, but we don't want really. Despite we don't really um look at him. But yeah, or we can go somewhere and try to get a left winger. Can really because if Gakpo anything happens, if Gakpo get tired, Gakpo can play one game. We're resting for the other one. So yeah, we need left wingers, but yeah, we need backup left wingers to come in.
Anybody you have in mind?
Um, well, I was thinking about Calvert-Lewin, but he's at PSG.
That would be the
If we did
dream,
get
wouldn't
him,
it?
yeah, if we did get him before he went to PSG, I wouldn't have any problem. But he's at PSG. But
Yeah,
we and also I think yeah, Rodrigo would have never been would be okay for me, but Arsenal is targeting him. So if they wasn't targeting him, I would have said give us Rodrigo, but Arsenal is targeting him. So there
it'd
are
be nice
players
to
that
actually take
indeed,
one of their players for a change, wouldn't it? It'd be
yeah.
nice for us to actually take a Real Madrid player rather than it be the other way around. What
Yeah.
about Anthony Gordon? Does that maybe tempt you at all, reigniting that old transfer
No, not
story?
really. Not really wrong. This party is he used to play with our neighbor Everton. This why we're on the red side and he played for the blue side of Merseyside. He's practicing at Newcastle. I don't have any problem with him coming to Anfield, no doubt. And he used to play for Everton as well. And he have great history with us as well in the Merseyside Derby. And also he scored against us when he's at Newcastle United. But I have no problem to bring him to Anfield. He have the experience. He know us as well. So bring him come. I don't have any problem. If Anthony Gordon want to join us, let's pay Newcastle the money and let's see if Eddie Howe will then sold him to us. So
Fair enough. Very fair enough. Um, so we've discussed Luis Diaz. We've discussed a potential replacement. News today also that allegedly Liverpool have rejected a bid for Darwin Núñez from Napoli, reportedly in the region of 50 million euros. Do you see this being a move that gets done? Do you see it's been reported, by the way, that Napoli will return with a second bid? Do you think that this will happen? Do you think that Napoli will get their man in the end?
Well, I don't have any problem with Diaz with Núñez. As I said, Luke. The only problem that I have with him is when he gets the chances, when our King of Egypt gives him the chances to score goals, he doesn't put them away. That's the only matter. That is what I is really give me the problem for a player like from coming from Uruguay, scoring goals. Yes, you score on international duty, you come back off international duty, just score goals for Liverpool, man. If you score goals for Liverpool, you would have probably scored how much, what, 20 to 30 goals? Contribution with Salah. Well, if you score about 15, I have no problem. If you score about 19 or 20 or 23 goals, I have no problem. But Napoli, for him to go to Napoli, man, you can, if they want to get him, man, go for it, man. They can go for it, man. We need somebody that can finish chances. Look, we cannot depend on Salah alone. Despite his our talisman over the right there, so we need somebody that up front. That's really why we always miss the trio of him and Firmino and Mane. Because Salah scored, Firmino scored, Mane scored. We need players that can do the same. Newcomers coming into the squad to do the same. Follow those two players' footsteps. Nunes not doing the same. Gakpo is okay. Gakpo is following Mane's footsteps. Diaz nearly there. Yeah, but we need a number 9 that can score goals. Follow Firmino footsteps, scoring goals. Firmino just walk through everybody. Firmino just take the ball, score goals. Salah, same. We need players that can score goals. But if Napoli gets Nunes, man, it's looking good. It will be looking good. If they want to put up second bid, I'm just waiting for the agreement from them to hear it official said Nunes is officially a Napoli player. I'm just waiting for that. And we go for a proper number 9 to come in for Verts to really play behind a number 9. We need to help these newcomers. Well, we're not worried about Frimpong because he will just get quickly used to the team more. Because we might have country teammates, Van Dijk, Gakpo, and Gravenberch. So we'll have to no worry about Frimpong. The only thing we have to do is try to help Birds and Kirkes. That's the only thing. Kirkes will be okay because he has Dam around him, but Verts is the only German player we have in our squad. We need to help him out. Despite he's very good. But if Napoli wants to get Nunes, they can get Nunes, man. But we need a proper number 9 can score goals. We need somebody who can score goals, man.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. We've got plenty of creativity. We just need someone that can sit the ball into the back of the net on a regular basis, and we don't have that right now. Fingers crossed, this transfer window does provide us with a prolific and ice cold killer in front of goal. I highly doubt this is the real Donna Cullen, but big up anyway. Hope you are well. Thank you for joining us on this live stream. Stop it, you. Stop it. Which club do you support? Liverpool fan, my friend. Liverpool fan, but we talk all sorts of football here, mainly Premier League. Mainly the Premier League, but we also talk whatever's trending on mainly a European level. So thank you for joining us. I hope you are well, and big up to yourself. Like I say, I highly doubt it's the real Donna Cullen, but if it is, then incredible. So Diaz potentially gone, Núñez potentially gone. May have to look at replacements for both of those men going forward. Any other business that you think Liverpool will get done in the summer, or do you just think it's mainly going to be outgoings after, of course, maybe the striker and centre back situation?
Yeah. Players, man. We just waiting for one more. Here we go. That's the only thing we're waiting for, and that is the goalkeeper, the Valencia goalkeeper. That's the only here we go we have left to get. We're still here being patient here to get. Here we go. Yeah, but let's say that about Diaz. This player just, I don't know. Sometimes you see him showed up, sometimes you don't see him showed up. It looks to me like when we start Gakpo, it's all about Gakpo show. We play Gakpo in every single game, and yeah, big up to Gakpo, man. He's a great, decent player indeed. So, and for Diaz, man, if he leaves, we need to find someone that can wear that number 7 jersey to go into that jersey now to be that new player. But yeah, we need somebody, man. We need, yeah, Luis Diaz is. I have enough respect for Diaz, despite since he joined us from FC Porto, he didn't was going very well until suddenly we started to see the Porto Diaz. This is the real reason why we didn't really want to see the Benfica Nunes from when he joined us. We didn't see that. But when Diaz joined us, you realize that you see a different part of Diaz now, the Porto Diaz. I'm seeing the FC Porto Diaz. I'm seeing the PSV Gakpo. This is what I really want to see. New players coming in, and I want to see them bring their former club talent with them, scoring goals. But Nunes doesn't do that. We're seeing Diaz with the Porto. He has it, man. But I wish him all the best going to the Bundesliga. Despite we have played that close to Bayern Munich. Look at Sadio Mane. Sadio Mane left us. He went to Bayern Munich. And where is he now? In Saudi. Now Diaz is going to Bayern. Maybe if he can go to Bayern Munich, probably Saudi team go for him like Al Nassr. So Al Nassr gets Sadio Mane from Bayern Munich. If you know that Luke. So if that happens, but I wish Diaz all the best. So in the Bundesliga. He can even play his first game against RB Leipzig. That will be the first game in the Bundesliga, match day 1. So yeah, I wish him all the best in Germany, man.
Yeah,
Can play with Kane, score some goals. Serge Gnabry. If Jamal Musiala will be fit, he can play with him as well. Yeah, there are a lot. Vincent Company, that's what he can do as well. With this Diaz player.
Yeah, proof that the grass isn't always greener on the other side. I agree, but what do you make of his actions, though? The stories that have come out in recent days suggest that Nunes not only may be prepared to speed up his exit from Liverpool by putting in a transfer request, but he also missed the funeral of Diogo Jota to attend some sort of celebrity event over in Colombia. I'm not saying we should rip into him for this. There could be reasons why, and obviously people cope with grief in different ways. But do you think like it's not exactly the best way to exit Liverpool in these kinds of circumstances? What's your take on both of these potential stories?
He should have look to Shota's funeral. Diaz. When Diaz father got kidnapped, we never have Diaz. Shota score goal, take the number 7 jersey, and put it up. They are friends, and going to a celebrity. When do you think when you're going to a party? You know that Diego Shota has died in a car crash. I get up. I get up. I never get up fully. And my friend that sports Arsenal, that is Mel, she always over Josh stream in the chat. If you know her, Luke, she always comment in Josh chat. She wakes me up and said to me, say, Jordan, wake up. I was thinking it was about transfer about Diego Shatta situation to leave Liverpool Football Club. When I get up, she told me that Shatta's died. I was so shocked. I thought it was about transfer. This is that I got up and got the breaking news said that Shatta has left us and his 3 kids, his wife that he has married, and his brother Andrew and oh my god, it's really shocking me. And I also have to give respect to the players them as well. Ruben Neves, I really feel sad for him. Joao Cancelo, and I also have to say Kylian Mbappe. Despite we have great rivalry with Real Madrid, Luke, we have to say Kylian Mbappe did a very fantastic job giving tribute.
It
Dembele,
was
this PSG knock us out. Dembele do tribute. Raul Jimenez, F.
yeah, as I
Wolves,
say,
Joao Fulham, respect, tribute. This is it, man. This is it, man.
it's like I said in the video to it. It was obviously a horrible and tragic event that took place, and it took everybody by surprise. No one was expecting it. It was just such a tragic, horrible story that obviously was just a completely freak accident by all accounts. The reports come out that suggested it was just a horrible freak accident that took his and his brother's life. But the kind of beautiful thing that came out afterwards was obviously the amount of tributes, the stories that came out about Jota that all suggested that not only was he an amazing footballer, but he was also an even better human being. And I thought that was lovely, and it really did seemingly bring the majority of the footballing world together, which I thought was beautiful
Even our new signing, even our new
to watch
signings,
over.
we got Lou, Frimpong, Kirkes, and Verse. They're looking forward to play with him for the first time, but it's not going to happen. It's not happening. It's not happening. I see a video. It looks to me like it was Salah videoing the car. And it looks to me like I heard his voice, like he maybe wants to, because I sense it like that is Salah. Man.
Yeah, it's completely heartbreaking, isn't it? Big up to Steve who's in the chat. He says sell Diaz and Nunes as soon as possible to Saudi clubs for over 130 million. Easier said than done, bro. If they don't obviously want to go there, you can't force them. And if Saudi clubs don't want them anymore, you can't force them into buying either. But I do get where you're coming from. Diaz didn't attend Diego's funeral. That should be enough to sell him. I mean, it's a really poor story, and it's a poor bit of judgment on Diaz's part to not have attended the funeral if that is genuinely the case. Especially when you consider that Ruben Neves, as Jordan mentioned, and I believe it was Joao Cancelo, both travelled over from America during the Club World Cup. They literally played 12 hours before Diego's funeral took place. They travelled all the way from America to be in attendance for the funeral, to pay their last respects and to say their final goodbyes and all of that kind of stuff. So it just makes it even worse on Diego's part that those two players did that, and his own teammate, a guy who, by the way, as I said earlier in the stream, when Luis Diaz's father was kidnapped in Colombia, held up Diaz's shirt for a goal celebration. It just makes it so much more frustrating and annoying on Diaz's part that he did these kind of actions. He did these kind of things. Again, that's assuming the story's not been taken out of context or anything along them lines, which I can't imagine it has. But if that is genuine and that is legitimate, it is a very, very bad look on Luis Diaz in this situation. You're going to say that Diaz did not attend Diogo's funeral. Instead, he prefers to party, sell the guy. Players have not played with Diogo or know him, paid their respects and attended his funeral, but Diaz prefers to party. If Konate wants to join Madrid next summer on a free, make him rot in the reserves all season. And then he says we need to get Gahey's signing done ASAP. And I 100% agree with the last one. But he brings up a good point about Ibrahim Konate. It does seem like Real Madrid are definitely sniffing around the French international. What's your thoughts on Konate? Do we need to get rid of him, or is it worth keeping him for the final season and letting him leave on a free?
Yeah, as I decide about killing Mbappe, we know he's also a French player. He's playing for France. So if Konate goes there, I think he'll be probably reunite with killing Mbappe. But for me, I have respect for Konate. He has been a fantastic player. He has been doing well with Van Dijk at defense, in the scoring goals in the Champions League. But for me, man, Konate, man, I wish you all the best, man. But yeah, I know, man. It looks to me like he really wants to leave the club. And if he goes, man, if he leave, everything will be remembered for us at Anfield at Liverpool Football Club. And the reason why we need, because we need money to really buy players to come in the. But Konate, man, he's a legend, and he's always going to be a legend to us, man. So if he leave us, Luke, I wish him all the best. When he joined us from RB Leipzig, he never known the team that well. He never used to the team. But we have to give credit to Van Dijk. Really, really help him a lot, like a brother and a family. But I wish him all the best, man. I wish Konate all the best. And despite if he never have the injury, I think that we would have been playing Inter Milan in the finals of the Champions League. And we probably will be knocking out. We'll be knock out PSG already. We'll be having all England for semis against Arsenal. We'll probably beat them in the semis. But we have to give respect to Konate. He's the real reason why we always because he have been picking up injuries. But yeah, I really have respect for Konate indeed, and I wish him all the best at the Santiago Bernabeu. Well, he can go play with Trent Alexander-Arnold indeed, but I think Mbappe will be happy to see his country teammate join him there indeed. So wish Konate all the best, man, in Spain.
Yeah. I'd like him to stay, but as I said earlier with Diaz, if a player doesn't want to stay, you can't force them. And I would want players to want to stay, to want to fight for Liverpool, to want to be successful at Liverpool. I'd take them kind of players over players that don't want to be here. Get rid of the players that don't. They are a waste of time being in this situation and in this setup if they don't want to be here. But like I say, in a perfect world, would love for Konate to stay. I think he is a top defender. But unfortunately, it seems like Real Madrid have gotten in his ear again, as they do with seemingly a lot of Liverpool players, and have seemingly suggested that he will be leaving Liverpool, whether it be this summer or whether it be at the end of his contract next summer. Remains to be seen, but we shall see what the future holds for Ibrahim Konate. Steve is again in the chat. He says that Diaz's actions lack of respect for Liverpool and to Diego, so sell him. Hughes to swap Konate for Rodrigo. Could you imagine what an incredible bit of business that would be, swapping Konate for Rodrigo? Like, that would be absolutely insane business done by Richard Hughes there. And, I hope and I pray that something like that could happen, but I don't think. I think
Because
that
he's
might
got,
be a
he's
bit of a
got
stretch too far.
yeah, great facts, Steve. You'll never walk alone. If we go do that, indeed, Steve, and Luke, I think that Hughes needs to fly to Spain and advise Rodrigo to join Liverpool. If that's going to happen, you have to either reject the deal from Arsenal. If he does, it's all ours. So you have to just go over there and advise the player. I know the player doesn't even get in game in time for Real Madrid despite of Mbappe playing all the rest of seasons without him starting. And I would prefer have him as a backup for Salah. If Salah gone to AFCON, we have Rodrigo to play in his position. And Steve, you'll never call alone have a great point. I am speaking facts. Hughes needs to go over by Spain, advise Rodrigo, and let's get this player to Merseyside. Yeah, he knows us. He play against us, and he have the lists of goals he scored against us. So bring Rodrigo to Liverpool. I don't have any problem. Bring him, come. Yeah,
I get
let's
it.
get it.
I
Let's
100%.
get the guy at Liverpool because we have also a Brazilian as well, goalkeeper Alisson Becker. But they can leave Alisson just go over there and start to him.
I
Ali will do it.
support a move. As I support a move for Rodrigo. I don't necessarily think it will be for Canate, but I support the move nonetheless. Whether or not it will materialize remains to be seen. Steve also said that Canate. Sorry, say again.
Yeah, but we're not in the race for Rodrigo. He's Arsenal. He's Arsenal wants him.
We shall see
Well,
on
we
that
should.
one. It depends. It depends. Like they seemingly have got their heart set on Eze, so yeah, it really does depend on. I think maybe the Eze situation. They could always get both, but I think they have other problems as well that they may need to address. So we shall see. Steve says that if Canate turns down 180k a week, make him rot in the reserves. He misses the World Cup. I think there is that possibility. The French side is very competitive. But again, it goes back to that question: do you cash in on him now whilst you have the opportunity to do so, or do you risk losing him on a free next summer? What would you do, Jordan? Cash in or lose him on a free?
You know, man. I prefer cash in. Yeah, cash in. This player is talented. He's young, and we need him to. And we're letting him grow in the team. As I said, man, Van Dijk is helping him. He's like a brother on the field and off the field. This guy, he has won his first title, and I'm so proud, happy for him. And if with him in the squad next season for the new season, we have a chance of going for trophies. With him and Van Dijk at defense again, we're looking for number 21. So yeah, I'll cash in.
Yeah, add Gahey to the mix as well. That would be immense. In a perfect world, Liverpool offers him 180k, 5-year deal, and he stays and helps us win more trophies. Yeah, I agree. Like I say, that would be a perfect world, but we don't live in a perfect world, my friend. We don't live in a perfect world. It is cruel and it is long. If quality players don't want to win trophies, let them join Banter Club Arsenal. We shall see after this season. Like I say, I think Gyökeres to Arsenal's massive for them.
Hey, for me, no. For me, no.
We shall see.
I was in see. I was saying this despite this is a Liverpool stream that they're doing. What I was saying to Josh last season that despite they really battle a lot and with Gabriel Jesus out injured, they need a striker. For me, I shouldn't even balling out for striker for them, because it's not my club. But getting Victor, man, this guy is something else, Luke. I was looking at his stats in the Portuguese. He has 39 goals and 7 assists in all competition and contribution. Getting this guy and they face City. Well, they're gonna face United, so they could be it could be ringing in their ears. Look, this first game against United could be 4 or 5 nil in the first half against United in the match they won. And also you have also the credit the list with City as well. Remember they did that he scored that. Oh my gosh, bring him to Anfield. Hey, realize we have to prepare though. It's getting me a little bit scary. We need a striker quick, because if we don't, this Victor Gyökeres player guy from Sweden, Arsenal could be looking to win their first
I agree.
game
We do need
at
to respond.
Anfield. At Anfield, because with this guy, if you give him the chances as a Quincy, golden boots for him. And I think if he can score against City and go get his first golden boots, even if Arsenal win the Premier League, Luke, I will be shocked. I'll be saying in my mind, this guy has been a Liverpool target. He's so good. Scoring goal for Sporting CP, scoring goal for Sweden, and coming to the Premier League. Didn't even have Premier League experience. Look at Haaland. He came to the Premier League and go quick. He adjust with Man City. Now Victor coming to Arsenal, it's going to be the same thing as well.
I agree. We do need to respond, in my opinion. I 100% get where you're coming from. Big up Ozak, who's in the building. How you doing, my bro? Hope you are well. I still can't cope with the loss, Fletch. I get you, man. I 100% get where you're coming from. I mean, it still hasn't sunk in properly yet. It's absolutely crazy and bizarre to think that everything that we knew about Jota and Liverpool and everything outside of football for Jota and everything just gone like that. It's absolutely crazy. I know exactly where you're coming from.
You're right, because if Jota was still alive and Victor, their new striker coming in, Gyökeres come to Anfield and in score against us, we know who we can call upon to change the game for us. Jota is a game changer, Luke. No, we don't have any game changer. So that means that we probably have to make first change the game, despite he didn't even play Premier League. And this will be his first. We don't have nobody. No, Jota has all the goals against Arsenal. First time playing for us during the COVID. He scored his first goal against Arsenal. Cups, Arsenal. Josh always said this player Jota, he's the biggest he ever scared them. Now they have a relief. That ain't the thing in their mind. Oh, we have Victor Gyökeres, so we can go to Anfield and finally win a game. Because Liverpool now Jota. So they now have Jota to call upon to save them.
Yeah, Jota, a brilliant footballer.
We need to go in. We need to get a striker quick and fast. Because if we don't, they want to break the Anfield curse. And it looks to me like this will be the chance for them to really break it with this new signing of a striker, Victor Gyökeres. So if we don't get a striker, they break the curse, bro. They want to break the Anfield curse.
Yeah, Jota, a brilliant footballer and an even better human being. Like you say, Ozan, it still don't feel real, man. And I still can't even believe it. Like everything is, it's crazy, man. It's really, really crazy. And it's like I said, even though I don't know the guy, never had any interaction with him or anything, it did feel like losing a family member because it was just.
Indeed, look, you have a great point. Despite I don't already know the guy, I watch him play in the Premier League for Wolves. He come to us and play for us. I don't know him in person. And for us, I have a great point of your crime, bro. I was doing the Palmeiras game against Chelsea, quarterfinals. I started to cry. This guy, he smile. He makes the Liverpool fans happy. If you don't have shot around in the club, man, how the club will be looking, man. No, we are Liverpool fans. We have to come together. This guy, no one was in TV looking forward to hear this guy to be dropping out. It hurts me, man.
It's crazy, man. It's so heartbreaking, so tragic, and obviously thoughts and prayers and any kind of support and anything else that goes out there to the friends, family, and people that know Diogo Jota and his brother Andre Silva, of course. But I want to reiterate again how proud I am to be a Liverpool fan at the way that the club responded to this. Like the way that they've obviously gone out there and supported the family, the wife, the overall family of Diogo Jota, and of course mainly his 3 kids as well. The way that they've supported them, the way that they've decided to withhold his contract and obviously continue to pay out for at the very least as long as it continues to be valid for. And of course how they've immortalized in their words the number 20 going forward. I honestly could not be prouder of my football club for doing all of those things and more. So
big up Virgil. Man,
big up to the entire club.
Despite the guy is short, but man, corner kicks from Costa Sirikas, head off goal every single time. When we fail to score, we know the game. We have to get a winner. Shatter just walk. And look, man, the game that we're going to play against Arsenal at Anfield, Luke, to start off our new season. This is his favorite fixture. And now, when we're going to face Arsenal, he's going to look down from above and saying, I should be a part of this squad. Look at my new teammates. Look at Frimpong that I don't even know. Look at Kirkes that I don't even know. Look at Burks. These guys come to Liverpool to play with me. Play with me and my teammates and lift it the fans and sing the You'll Never Walk Alone song. Now, first game of the season, tribute. Same thing. So we're going to do every tribute for him. It looks like we're going to do it straight to the end of the season. It's really heartbreaking.
It's going to be very emotional, yeah. It's going to be emotional as well. I think it's around about Christmas as well. Liverpool versus Wolves. That's going to be an emotional one as well, given the history of
His former club. He scored against Wolves. When I saw the Wolves fan go the other one was wearing said, you know, saying, man, this guy always be a Liverpool family, Wolves family, despite he's a Liverpool player. It's really heartbreaking, man. I wish all his family all the best. He's
forever immortalized, and I don't think a better phrase cannot actually be described here. Forever immortalized, Diogo Jota. In spite of all that, mate, we are doing well. So I hope you are yourself. Big up to you, Roseanne, for joining us on this stream. Steve asks, if Konate only wants Madrid, then offer Madrid Konate plus 15 million on top in exchange for Rodrigo or direct swap with Tchouaméni. Might be playing a little bit of FIFA there, my friend, but I get where you're coming from. Test the waters, that kind of thing. Banter Arsenal Football Club could sign i.e. Mbappe, Isaac, Kane, and still not win the league. Why Arteta is a fraud. I mean, I think maybe they might tip the scales in their favour a little bit more, but to each their own. Atlanta have put Edison for sale for £45.5 million. Get him, sign Hughes. I know we did look at Edison for a while. I don't know if we're still interested or not. But yeah, interesting to see that. Could be an interesting story developing over there at Atalanta. Isaac joins Liverpool end of July 2025. I pray and I hope you are right. That would be absolutely incredible if Isaac was to join Liverpool at some point this summer. It would be a monumental response to obviously Arsenal signing Gyökeres. But we'll have to wait and see. Isaac Jordan, just a quick one.
Yeah, no problem at all for me.
There you
No
go.
problem. No man, get this guy, and we will have a great fest at Anfield. Isaac, Victor Gyökeres, the Battle of the Swedens. This is interesting for me. Get a lad to Liverpool, man. Get a lad to Anfield. I
do like the sound of that. I cried for 3 days last week. Got no more tears left. I understand. Very emotional few days it has been, and understandably so. Like I say, the only beautiful thing to really come out of this tragic and heartbreaking story has been the tributes that are surrounding Diogo Jota right now, in terms of the fact that he was not only a great footballer, but he was an even better human being, a son, a father, a husband, all of that stuff combined. He was simply an incredible, incredible human, it seems. Nunes Diaz will be sold and Jota needs to be released. Released? Really?
You're talking about his contract. It looks to me like his contract, you're talking, right? His contract will be giving the money, his family.
Yeah,
talking about his contract. Looks to me like his contract talking until 2027 he signs. Despite
I was going to say, yeah, they're holding up that contract, and rightfully so. Rightfully so are they keeping that contract intact. Like, yeah, that's the right thing from the club to do, I'm afraid. So I completely don't agree with you there, my friend. But that three quality players needed is Isaac, Leao, and Rodrigo, or Kudos to be signed. I don't mind Kudos. I don't mind Kudos. I don't think we'll get him, but I don't mind Kudos. Leao, I'm not entirely convinced by, but Isaac and Rodrigo, yeah, I can get on board with them. But yeah, I do not agree whatsoever with the Jota comment there. Where are we at? Where are we at? That one. Are they looking to Eze to replace Jota? I doubt it. They're both two different positions. And I think it looks like Eze has got his heart set on joining Arsenal, but I appreciate the comment. Fletcher kind of want Darwin and Federico Chiesa to stay now due to the loss of our striker. Chiesa, yes. Nunes, no. I mean, as horrible as a situation as what it obviously is, things do eventually move on. And I don't want it to sound insensitive when I say that. I just mean that everybody else kind of moves on and has to move on at some point. And I think for Nunes, that has to be the case. And that has to be the case. Ozan wants to know, Jordan, if you still want Darwin out of the football club.
Look, man, the only thing that I want from Nunes is to finish off the chance that he gets. That's the only thing I want from him, to score goals. If I want for him, he needs to score about 20 to 30 goals. in every match week. It's 38th game weeks of the Premier League. You need to score about 20, 30 goals. I don't have any problem with him, yes, but the only problem that I have with him is when you get the chance from someone, as Salah give you the chance, kick the ball into the goal, not into the stand. The goal is on the field, not into the stand. And you need to score goals. I know he's good at it. He's good at the chip. He can chip very well and he's very good at it. Do it. If you want to really score goals, score goals. Salah needs players to score goals. He has been at the club for years. The real reason why these players are signing new contracts is to make us get new players for us to help the newcomers to adjust. Salah is helping Nunes as a brother. Salah scored a goal in one of the game. It's time for you to score a goal in the other game. Chances, take chances. Salah scoring in match day 1, you'll come in match day 2 score. Salah scoring match day 3, you'll score in match day 4. That's how we play as a family in the football club. Okay, we can't depend on Salah alone. It's not Salah alone. Salah score one with their man, and for me, Salah score in one game. If just score a hat trick. Just score a hat trick. Since I joined us, I don't even say score a hat trick. Score a hat trick. Nothing is wrong. It's not what? Are you nervous of scoring a hat trick? Haaland scored a hat trick on his first time in the Premier League, Luke, for City. And he's 21 years old and he's a Norway international. And he scored a hat trick. Nunes can do that. Scored a hat trick. Me and you are the same age, Nunes. Same age. You're born this month. This month is your birthday. You're going to be probably 26. We're the same age. We and Mbappe is the same age. Scored a hat trick, bro.
I mean, to be fair, he didn't get one in the pre-season friendly, so it's not like he can't do it.
He should score hat tricks, Luke. On international duty, he scored goals. So when we play football, I can't that simple. Oh, what? Oh, Arsenal have Gabriel Martinelli. They have Bukayo Saka. You're scared of Arsenal. What's the big deal? Get it over David Raya head. Simple.
Yeah. I get it.
This guy shot his feet away. If shot
Yeah, Ozan says that he agrees with you, Jordan. The rest of the squad has to increase their goal contributions. I second that. By the way, I agree. The rest of the team does need to step up at time, not just in terms of goal contributions as well, but in terms of just overall goal scoring output. There were a fair few times last season where if it wasn't Salah stepping up, you were kind of rolling the dice and gambling as to whether or not someone else would. So I somewhat agree with you on that. Not only other forwards, but midfielders as well. I mean, we've never really had midfielders that do that. Even Klopp era, that wasn't their job. Their job wasn't to get goals or even assists. Their job was the industrious side of the game, and we kind of still have that in a lot of respects. It's probably going to change with Florian Wirtz coming in, and of course you have the potential of Szoboszlai chipping in. You have the possibility of McAllister, of course, chipping in with a goal or two or an assist here and there. So we're getting better at that aspect, but yeah, I do agree. We do need a bit more consistency in that regard from there. Wirtz can add to it, Fletch. His assists can create so much more chances. I agree. I 100% agree. And the only thing that we're lacking is a clinical, ice-cold killer in front of goal. And I feel like if we can get that kind of player, then Wirtz and Salah are going to They're going to
Verts.
love feeding that guy.
Verts.
And
Oh
the
my
guy
God.
is a
Verts.
beast. The guy, if we can
Verts.
get a prolific goal scorer, he is going to feast on the amount of chances that Salah and Verts can provide. If we didn't have Nunez up front this past season, Salah probably would have broke the assist record. I'm just throwing it out there. Salah might have broke that record on maybe even 2 occasions if we didn't have a Darwin Nunez up front and we had someone who's got a lot more composure in front of goal.
Also, yeah, Verts is a great player, no doubt. I also support, despite I also support 2 countries, my blood country, Jamaica and Germany. But Verts is a talented player, man. This guy, man. The guy is gonna see what he can do with him. When him and Frimpong links up, who's gonna stop us with these 2? Yeah, Oslav, Kirkens. So we're going to have a great season in our hands. So I don't know what formation will we use. Will we still use this? And maybe we'll be trying to rotate the formation. Nunez.
The opportunity
Nunez.
to
Enough respect. Follow your country player footsteps. Suarez, when we have Suarez scoring goals, Suarez scoring goals from way down in goal half. I would have wish would have Suarez here me look. Because master, it will be a great season for me.
If we could get like a time machine and bring back Suarez in his prime to play in this team, oh my days, that would be immense. Ozan says Verts' first touch, bro, and more importantly, his perfect weight of pass. Yep, quality attributes that I can't wait to see in a Liverpool shirt for next season. Ozan says he forgot that you were a supporter of Deutschland, Jordan.
Talking about this right no, look, this was made by Josh for me, Ozan. So you're asking me about Verts, my PFP. Well, it's not gonna be changing. The bird is there, man. The bird is gonna be singing. Oh boy, it's a logo to it's a logo Ozan. It's not a PFP. It's logo. It's a logo. It's logo it's Liverpool logo Ozan.
Oh, okay.
Well, big up, man. Big up Ozan. Yeah, man.
Fair enough.
I'm looking for this season. For me, man, I'm looking forward to. I'm just waiting for the number that will be who they will be getting. And well, big up to the club. They retired in number 20, so big up to them indeed. So yeah.
Man needs to change his PFP to Germany and Liverpool Florian. And then it says, to be fair, that is a cold logo. 100% agree. And that is a very good opportunity to call it there. Jordan, pleasure as always to talk to you, my friend. He's gone already. Pleasure as always to talk to Jordan. Absolutely lovely stuff, as always, from him. Awesome to always speak football with that man there. Go and subscribe to Jordan Hyman's YouTube channel if you haven't already. He's doing some great stuff over there that I'm sure there is something for each and every single one of you. So please do go check it out. Follow him, like his stuff, and also subscribe to the guy doing some great stuff, like I say. Thank you to everybody that has contributed to today's stream, whether it be through liking, subscribing, or getting involved in the chat. Please feel free to continue to do so if you are on the repeat. Remember to hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you are new. Both things will always and forever be greatly appreciated. And of course, get involved in now what would be the comment section. whether it be about anything that we've discussed in this video and live stream, or whether it be about stuff that you want to talk about for future videos and live streams to come. Let me know from you guys. Would love to hear what you have to say. Jordan says that he's going to be doing a FIFA Club World Cup semi-final later as a watch along. So if you are free and you want to go and watch the game with him, do feel free to go check out his channel and, of course, that particular live stream over on Jordan Hyman's YouTube channel. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Really appreciate you all being here. Take care of yourselves. Love you all. And I will see and speak with you all again soon in another video or live stream or whatever it may be. Cheers, guys. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves and see you in a bit.